of the world.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
Oh, come on, is that the king?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore. You people! We do not ask for your poor or your hungry. We do not want your tired and sick.
It is the corrupt we claim.
It is your evil that will be sucked by us. Good morning, Vietnam!
All right, welcome to the Edge of the Falls. This evening, it's just going to be two of us. Myself, so we are the Edge of the Falls. We are one guy who's here to be the other half of the Mystic and Madman combination, and one girl. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Noelle, the intern.
Noelle, the intern. She's awesome. And together tonight, we are the Edge of the Falls. It's going to be fun tonight. So our beloved Madman took the night off. He's still in recovery mode from a couple of neck surgeries. So we're kind of glad that he took the time if he needs it. Yeah. And tonight, Barb and Grim are here. Tony from Arizona, Paul Morano. Noelle Del Zoppo is here. This is great.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, I know.
She's okay.
Is she?
She's
great.
Right.
John Rustino's here. So great to have you here. How are you, Noelle?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm better than you are. Yeah. You had to run down to your car twice. But
yeah, we just had a fun moment.
Yeah, but didn't you bring a calming jar today?
I did, and I left it over there.
Did you? Hang on. Say hi to everybody, and I'm going to slip over and get it for you.
Hi, guys. Hi, Patty. Hi, Kevin. Sorry, Brett, I stole your chair, so this is what happens when you say you don't miss me. Who else?
All right.
Ryan, Kendall, hi guys. Oh yeah. Yeah, Brett, you're missing out on this. I bought this. Well, no, I bought some of it, but I made it. Where's the jar? It says, you guys see that?
They can. It's a calming. I thought it was moonshine.
It could be.
Well, that would really calm me. But let us hold it right there. Hold it right there. Let's see what it says on the label. It says calm. Well, turn it to your left a little bit.
That?
A little bit more to your right then, because it's the lights are kind of glowing on it. Does it say calm your tits?
Right there. Right?
Yep.
Yep. Calm your tits.
Well, my tits are very calm right now.
It's doing its job.
Well. Yeah, no, that's great. But
and it's got glow in the dark stuff in it.
Glow in the dark. That is awesome. So tell us, what does a calming jar do? So
a calming jar, it's supposed to be for people who have like anxiety, depression, and so it's filled with like whatever you want. I always put sparkles in it because it's pretty, and you can make it any color you want. And you just kind of like you shake it when you're upset and soften it. Yeah, and it floats around. You just kind of gaze into the sparkles, and it's cool. It's worked for a few people. I know, like in classrooms, like they have them in classrooms for students and stuff. For like younger kids, it works really good.
Oh, that's awesome. By the way, Noelle, we've got a message here from Chris Stoyanov. Noelle, would it be your father that was my football coach at... Yes.
Yep, he was. He was a football coach and teacher at LaSalle Middle. Then he went to 79th Street, so yeah. Yep, that was him. Everybody knows him.
Hey, Ryan Bauer. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Ryan.
Going to get you a giant... What's his favorite ice cream?
He likes anything with like peanut butter in it.
Oh, good.
Butter,
okay.
Yeah.
You got to know that. He's awesome. He takes care of the kids for us.
He does.
No, this is great. It's good to have you here tonight because in a little while we're going to talk about the show you're going to be actually hosting on here when social distancing is no longer a major issue.
Right.
Tonight, I know Chris just piped in and said, cool. Good to see everybody out there. And yes, we don't have the Madman tonight, so the language will be a little different. It'll be mostly Canadian, eh?
Yes.
And like that would be me. And I would try and do an Irish accent, but a good friend in Ireland, it's lovely to do, but my good friend in Ireland, she's watching now, and she's saying, that's a crap accent. Well, that goes Scottish.
I think it's good.
Oh, thanks.
Was that the one you were telling me about?
Yeah. We'll talk about it a little bit later on, but yeah, and Grim, wait a minute, Paul Morano, cool down. We've got good interaction going on here, but so for tonight's show, we'll be talking with Noelle about some things. Let's start off, though, with something that Noelle sent me today, and I'm going to bring it up here. Sounds like I'm going to throw it up. But this is rather interesting. So why don't you start telling them about what you read and what you mentioned to us about the about the gift certificates, and I'll bring up
So my friend Katie Edwards, she made a good point. So the whole. Hold on. Oh, sorry. The whole fairy thing that's going on around, like everybody's delivering all the baskets and,
I'm
wine
from
and
Toronto,
stuff.
say fairy thing. Oh, God, this is great. These baskets, they clash.
You do that so good.
Oh, I know.
Well, so everyone's like buying things from, like the wine stores and, Target and stuff. But she had a really good idea, and it was to start buying things instead, like from small businesses.
Right.
So, because the small businesses need help right now. So it would be kind of like a really good idea to start buying it from there and handing it out to people. I like the idea.
It sounds good. As you can see, we've got it up on the monitor what their Facebook page looks like.
Yeah.
And her idea was that, at least what I read, was that if any number of people could buy a gift certificate of even $10, imagine if 50 people bought that from a business. And the impact it would have on that business.
Yeah.
And this is a big step for us. When our economy reopens here locally, these small businesses are going to die or they're going to survive based on how we patronize them.
Right, right.
So good to see Anthony Gooderl here, a good friend of mine. And Chris Fortin, the actor, the man himself. Good to see everybody out there. So yeah, that's really cool. Well, there we have the thank you essential workers, small business fairies, and that's somehow tied or related. You were saying to what do they call them? The something fairies?
The wine fairies. They actually since the last time I was on here, they came out with like a lot of them. Like my friend, one of my friends, Kendall, and a few other girls, they came out with one for kids. So it was called like the Fun Fairies of Western New York, and like same deal as the wine fairies, and they would make like little basket and give things for kids. And
that's cool.
It was a really good idea. And then another one came up with a candle and book one, and Patty Hayes, she told me about the one with the animals, and so they have one for your animals, like little gifts things, and it's really cool. I like the idea. I do.
Yes. Well, have you noticed? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but have you noticed that? I'm noticing on Facebook in our society, people are actually reaching out and being nicer to each other.
Oh, yeah, I know. But there's always those people who have to ruin it. You know what I mean? Like there's always, when something is going good, there's always that person who has to throw the negativeness.
Oh, sure.
But I mean, I think this is awesome. So far, there's no serial killers yet. People are saying that, like, everyone's going to get murdered.
Well, the madman will come along at some point.
That's why he's gone. No. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I mean, so far everyone's been great. But.
Yeah, Ricky Frank's been great. He just said Goldschlager calms him.
There we go. I'll put that up.
It's kind of like Goldschlager is kind of like a calming jar because you get those little sparkles or flakes of gold.
Yeah.
In it. So, well, if you want to fill that up with Goldschlager, I'll sit by it.
Okay. I'll make another one if you want.
Yay. I love that.
Like what color?
Me? Oh, pink.
Pink? Okay. Yeah. I can do that.
Oh, that's cool. Now, Paul Morano pipes in, small businesses make up 80% of our economy and new hires. We should support them all we can. Mm-hmm. That's true, but how often, and Noel, don't you notice this too? How often is it that we go to buy something and we instinctively go to Walmart or Target because it's cheaper?
Right.
Yep.
And, yeah, that's actually, like, I'm not going to lie, that's like the first place I go there, or Dollar General. But right now would be the best time to go and, support the small businesses.
Right. I really don't put, it's funny, when I think about Dollar General, I don't equate them to Walmart the same way, because really when you think about it, the Dollar Generals are owned by, I think they're owned by, I may be wrong, local owners, and they hire local people. So by frequenting them, you're keeping people employed, you're keeping money in the community. So maybe the same could be said about Walmart, but really it's the smaller businesses, the restaurants. Go out and get... go out and get a gift certificate for something, give it to someone. Just, it can only help.
Yeah, and plus some of these pages, too, not all of them you have to list your address publicly. Some of them you could actually, message their inbox, and they're open to that, too.
Right. Okay, well, that's great. So we're 15 minutes in here, and no, I'm not too kind, Chris Fortin. You're a talented man. We do a lot of things here at Yowawa Media. One of the things we actually got to do, and I know Ohio Barb was part of that, was that Chris came in, he needed an audition tape for a film that was being done locally before the excitement of coronavirus. And we really had we really had a great time with Chris, and we worked with him through his entire presentation because he had to do, it's like a demo. It's an audition tape, and it's not even tape, it's digital, but it was great working with Chris because he's very professional. We often work with Bill Kennedy. He's quite a friend of the show as well. Another superb actor locally. Bill's going to be the subject of something we talk about in a few minutes. Wait till you hear what happened at council a few minutes ago. I was watching it while Noelle was shifting around her keys.
Oh my God, it was a disaster.
All right, so we're going to do something for small business here right now. What we're going to do is we're going to show you a 2-minute clip, and I hope you'll stay with it. Don't hang up. And Patty Hayes says, just don't get sick on the stuff because the gold flakes come back up. Well, if you see them around my nose, you know, like I'm in trouble, eh? So what we're going to show you is a young woman, a young mother with she's got an awesome husband, Mike, 2 beautiful kids. And she lives out in the Cheektowaga area, but she's from around here originally. Her mom lives here. And she does some of the most amazing artwork, and she calls herself the Dirt Poor, P-O-U-R, mom. So have a look at this. It's kind of interesting, and I want you to see it because it's a small business. Her prices are great, and you could put stuff up in your house that brings vibrant colors. So have a look, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes. So that was the work of the Dirt Poor Mom, and her name is Lindsay. If you need her contact information beyond this, I mean, it's on the Edge of the Falls page already. What'd you think there, Noelle?
Oh my God, I love it. I absolutely love it. I would totally buy some stuff from her.
Yes, vibrant color
Yeah.
too. Like there's something to be said for color in your world. And I know I studied lighting for theater. I've been doing it for years. I love color.
That's exactly why I wanted to paint my living room a different color, like something brighter. I just felt like it would help me more with my mood and everything.
Yeah.
It worked.
Boy, the color you chose was perfect, and
Yeah.
Ryan did that amazingly. Go,
He did.
go, Ryan! You're still my favorite, favorite right man for our interns. So there you go.
I can't wait for you guys to meet each other.
Yeah, that's going to be great. But we brought Noelle on here on the show, and this is something I wanted to talk about. Hey, Eddie, how are you? Ed Good Earls here. We got both Good Earl brothers. So anyway, what we were going to talk about was Noelle became part of our team for a reason that we're going to be elaborating on a lot more, because she has stood up against something in our society that I know you see it in all the jokes we do, but it's very real and it will have its own outcome. But Noelle is also going to be hosting a show starting in, as soon as we get the social distancing done, as soon as the pause is over, Noelle's going to be hosting a show called, I think you're calling it Women Strong of Western New York.
Yeah. Yep.
And the idea is, and I know it's me kind of talking for it, but I had to type up the proposal for her after she gave me all her background and information. The idea is it's a women's program. It's aimed at women 20 to 40 or older, doesn't really matter. But they're going to be talking about subjects that are close to them. It's going to be on YouTube, and it's going to be so that it's a closed, you subscribe, you can watch it. There's no cost. And each week you're going to have a guest, like an audience here, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's going to help a lot of people out. I really do, because there's so many people right now going through so many like similar situations and don't want to speak out about it or don't feel comfortable talking about it. And really, I feel like the only way to help a little bit is to talk about it. And if it wasn't for, you and Brett and stuff, I really wouldn't be speaking out and talking about what I've been going through.
Give Brett a lot of credit. You know, one of the things about Brett is he's extremely protective and very approachable with things like this. And he opened the door to this. And then with the way we work together is that this show is you're going to have an invited group of guests, 3 or 4 women each week, you and a co-host. You're going to have wine. You're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. Ohio Barb is going to be your bartender.
Yes, love her.
Yeah.
If there's any wine left in the stores right now. Oh, the sun's down. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it does. It moves all over. So, Ohio Barb's going to be part of it. We're going to have a female engineer because no boys allowed in the room, and that's fine. But the idea is to be no. Think of the dynamic. No, think of the dynamic. Women sitting, having wine, talking about subjects that are important to them. It could be anything: parenting, education, mental health. And whatever it is, take the men out of the room, get the dynamic out of there, and you will have much more comfortable conversations. You don't have to be embarrassed about things you say or anything like that. I'm dead serious. The idea is I think you're going to facilitate a show that does get women speaking and not feeling alone about subjects like mental illness, like harassment.
Right. I mean, it happens so much. And recently, just talking to a few girls, if you guys didn't have me telling my story and everything, I've had so many girls message me privately from this and open up to me about the similar situation, like the same person that did what they did to me. And just it's amazing that when one person speaks up, how many other girls feel or even people feel comfortable about coming forward.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, when I was watching that ad a couple of minutes ago, we were talking about the dirt poor mom. That's Lindsay Arquette is her name. She's a friend of mine I knew from church, and she's a young woman. She raises her kids. She's very active. She could come out as a guest and do that type of art with you all.
Yeah.
And, there's just so much you guys can do and learn to do things. And I hate to sound almost patronizing because I don't mean to sound like, oh, the ladies should have their thing. But I really think that it's going to be an interesting podcast. I know that we've talked to your sister about coming on and doing readings and things like that, Tessa Del Zoppo.
Yeah.
And also another good friend of ours, I won't mention her name yet because that'll put her on the spot, may be hosting a parenting program that would be similar. So Thursday nights you might be able to tune in with Noelle and her group and, whatever bottles of wine. We've got a winery. I won't announce it yet, but it's giving in the wine because it's owned by women. And so they believe in the power of wine and the power of women together. So
yeah. Wine makes a lot of people talk.
And everybody, and Barb says, and the door will be locked so no boys can get in or guys.
I love Barb.
Yeah, but that's the idea, though. You think about it, when women want to have conversations about men, we're the same way. If guys are talking about women and women are in the room, it changes the dynamic. Yeah. So... and so the things we say that Brett and I say about you when you're not here, very different than what we say when you are.
Talk so much shit about me.
Yeah, Patty Hayes, you got it right. And that's the whole idea. It's not an age thing. It's not 20-somethings.
Right.
But, women face a lot of issues right now. How are you doing with your kids at home, all 3 of them, including Ryan?
I'm going insane. insane.
What's the dynamic of that? What are you feeling with your kids? Are they just getting stir crazy?
Yeah,
or?
that's exactly it. They're getting stir crazy. So you can only like do so many things like so many times. They're used to, getting out more. And like we could go in our backyard and take walks and stuff, but it's just not the same because you want to bring them around more people and you can't right now.
Oh, we've talked about getting them in here and playing with the green screen and stuff.
See, I'm okay with all of that. It's just other people, how they are.
Oh, of course.
Patty, you should come on it.
Yep, and that's the whole point. Yeah. Noelle will be setting this up. It'll be advertised, and she will be able to let you know the invitations. As a matter of fact, I'm not allowed to say the sponsors yet, but we have a limo company that will send a big navigator around and pick up the guests so that they don't have to drive to come and have wine.
There you go.
So we've got that. We got a winery. It's going to be a great, exciting. It's Western New York Women Strong. And Noelle is going to be the host of it, and we're going to talk about a lot of different things. In fact, the friend I mentioned earlier from Ireland, I'm not going to say her name because I want to protect her privacy, but she's had some experience much like you have, and she would like to come on the show by Skype or whatever and share, the difference. She lives in Northern Ireland.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, she's incredible.
You have different girls from like different countries and states and stuff. That would be awesome.
Yep, and so, yeah, Paul Morano, it does sound like a great show. I'll be hanging out with you, buddy, because Barb will be here pouring wine. So look for that. It's called Western New York Women Strong, and it'll be Noelle Del Zoppo and a player to be named later who will be her co-host, or it may be a revolving co-host. Got to get your mom in one time.
Yes. And by the way, too, I don't know if anybody knows, but my mom also does the medium, the psychic readings and stuff, too. So that would be fun.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
We got to meet your mom. She's
a
awesome.
Violent mom, yeah.
She caught a big fish the other day, didn't she?
Did,
I saw her holding it on Facebook.
Yeah.
That was a big sucker, too.
Yeah, she showed me the video of it today, too. It was, she doesn't really fish either, so that was cool.
Well, it was so cute because she's holding it, and she goes, I caught the biggest one there, and that was your dad behind her, right?
Yeah.
I said, I thought you meant him.
Yeah, no, he had to help, though, get it.
All right. Well, we're going to just show up, put on a public service image, no big announcement, just we want people to see this.
Paula, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, Paula is in. Yeah, she would love it.
Yeah,
Paula's
definitely.
wonderful. I've known Paula. What kind of a tour guide am I, Paula? You can tell people. Yeah, Fortin's Free for All show. We're open to people doing shows. There's a lot to it, as you may find out, and hopefully this public service message has just helped. Just remember, he is the 3-time winner of the Harvey Weinstein Award. So there you go. Scumbucket Predators.
Yes.
We have no time for you. So, you know what it's time for?
Oh, was it Word
What
of
do
the
you
Day?
think? Yeah.
My favorite.
All right,
Everybody
so-
has to see this.
All right, so introduce it.
Okay. Here's Word of the Day.
And now, The Edge of the Falls presents Word of the Day. Today's word is justified. Justified. Now, our very own madman will use the word in a sentence.
Justified. No sexual predator lawyer is fucking justified in how he treats women clients as sexual targets. Justified.
Tune in again on our next episode for Word of the Day from your friends at the Edge of the Falls. Oh, Word of the Day. Isn't that fun?
Barb, you liked that one?
Yeah. Isn't it great? We had a little bit of Madman, though. That's a really
there
good
we
thing.
go.
So I was going to tell everybody here about Bill Kennedy. Something happened at council today. And if you're here from Niagara Falls, remember, a lot of what we talk about is local. So Bill Kennedy, I'm watching it on YouTube. You can watch it there under Rich Moranto or whatever puts it up. But the city has its council meetings closed to the public. Bill Kennedy made a motion that the city now ask for federal aid for lost revenues, etc. It's a smart thing, and he makes the motion, and I swear, the room was like, it was not one person moved, not one of the other councilors or the chair seconded the motion, and it requires a second. He says, "I move that we apply for federal funding." Now, there's a lot more to this, and Bill Kennedy is definitely, really outspoken for the people. If you watch that, you'll see a man who is standing up for you. And I really want you to look at it. because he was fuming, and I don't blame him. All these other counselors are offering the lame-ass excuses like, oh, well, aren't there different levels? Isn't it supposed to go through this state? No, right now, you've got to do everything you can to protect this city, because all we've got is a mayor going on and on about, we're going to be cutting back and having financial fiscal difficulties, if you happen to see him anywhere. But Bill Kennedy, we might hear from him on this show. Otherwise, we're going to see if we can get him on Friday. He stood up for you people in Niagara Falls. He wants to initiate something for federal funding now, and he got absolutely no support. It was like watching 4 zombies in the room with him. Not even fun zombies like you see on The Walking Dead.
I like him.
Bill's,
yeah, he's awesome.
You know what? When we get him on, we got to play the reel we cut with him the other day. We did a reel of his voices, because remember we had him on here?
He's good at that, yeah.
Oh, man, he was so much fun.
I think that one got like almost 2,000 views, right?
Yeah.
That one, yeah, it was good.
Wait till you hear what he did, too. Like, the different voices. I just wrote these little mock scripts, like an imaginary pizzeria or something. And he's putting on a different voice and reading it 5 different times. But really tremendously talented, enjoyable.
He's good with all that. You are too, though. You're also good with the voices.
Oh, thanks. But then you got Bill, who's like, it's just nice to see. Thank you. But there's lots of people around here that are talented, and our goal with Yowawa Media, our parent company, is to offer professional services, commercials, funny things. Like, wait till you see our social distancing program that we're doing for one client. But when this economy reopens, we got to get the word out about the businesses, what they have. I mean, you're going to have landscaping companies that have X number of winter snow blowers on stock because they haven't been able to move them through the winter. So all kinds of things businesses are going to have to work with.
Hey, Joanne.
Yeah, and Paul, a great one. Can I publicly? Oh, Barb asked, can I publicly state the other councilman's name? Well, there was, oh God, who was that? Hey, I've got to get this one lined up because it's just too much fun. The councilors who were on there when the good Mr. Kennedy was talking in front of everyone. It went across the board. There was this one counselor who just keeps saying, droned on before that.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah.
It's not a tumor at all.
Yep, it wasn't a tumor. But there was the counselor, we can't say his name, but his initials, Noel, are Kenny Tompkins. Oh. There's John Spambauer, who I still have great faith in. He was asking good questions today. He's learning from the other councilmen. And it's a good thing. You notice that? It's 5 white guys on council. Do you realize that? Like, doesn't that make you feel represented? I mean, in a city of diversity, of diverse color, and we're not just black and white. We are Arabic, and we, Middle Eastern, and we are Far Eastern, and all over the world we've got people here. Right. And, Anthony Goodarrow put out a good plug for Bill if you check it on there. Thanks, Anthony. So you've got all these people in the city, and you got 5 white guys. You've got everyone in that room that is in council is white, and there's one female, the city clerk, good friend of mine too. I've known her for years, Kathy Ligamari. Best appointment that Mr. Ristino did. But
that's for Niagara Falls or for
Niagara Falls here in the city. You live in the city, right in LaSalle,
right.
I think the LaSalle area.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the Wheatfield one for a second. There's a clerk named Kathy there too.
Yep.
Just wondering.
And so that's, Bill Kennedy, absolutely, once again, the only man with superb integrity and looking out forward. Oh, the best one, though, was...
It's not a tumor.
No, it's not. Thanks,
Arnold.
At all. No, but that twerp is asking, he has to bring up the point, at the state parks, they have people collecting parking fees. And he was really worried about that. And no, they don't. They have staff in the booths. All the parking barriers are up. Ohio Barb and I go walking in the morning, and we right there. We should take you sometime. We go out to Three Sisters. But we always wave to them. The staff are there for security and for oversight of the and also give them credit. They're keeping people employed. Yeah. So, but there he was. Oh, great. Nick Nielsen put up a link for us here on the comments, so that's good on Facebook. But yeah, we listened to the tumor, and is Brett here? No, never mind.
He's out ferrying.
We miss him, don't we?
Yeah, it's like really quiet without him.
Yeah, it's really
that
clean
big-
language.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's way too clean right now.
Nah, it's fun. I miss him. I mean, come on, folks, think of it. Noel knows we are two of the most different people in the world.
Yep,
And he's a man I highly respect. At the end, I may differ from him, but I respect him and I want him. You know, I don't mind hearing people's opinions if I disagree with them.
Yeah. I'm the exact same way, but that's why I love this show, especially with you guys, because you're like two different people, but you guys, still agree to disagree. Sometimes Brett does.
Well,
Sometimes he does, but I love how you guys, have different
oh,
opinions.
come on,
than
I
you do.
antagonize
You do.
him.
I love it. You antagonize him, but you do it in such like a sweet way. Like it's so funny.
Well,
I
you
love
ever
watching
notice he says, and poor Brett's probably out there watching this going, oh, that's what he's doing. Whenever Brett is talking and he says, how can I put this? And, for a while I'm chirping in like English, loudly. And one day he got wise to it and he goes, how can I put this? I know English, and it's great. But he's part of this city's fabric. That's the whole idea I was saying earlier. We're a different kind of city. We are diverse. We bring the world to this city. We have people coming here to work. I don't know if you've ever seen it. In the summer, we've got a bunch of young people come here from European countries, and they come over to work. Oh, Kristen, you're asking where Brett is? We sold him. We got, I think, what was it, $30 for him?
Yeah, we made a deal.
Yep, and a nice little calming jar.
Yes.
No, Brett has the night off, Kristen. I'm not sure if it was neck pain or just the, just the drive of each day. He's not working. He doesn't work. That's the thing, and he's just trying to get up and move. And driving is tough on him. So, yeah, he just kind of decided to take an evening off and Jedi mind tricks, says Chris Fortin.
It's gotta suck though too, having like surgery and not being able to do like you too. Like I mean, you recovered really good though. I'm surprised. You walk better than I do, but like it's gotta suck though. Like having surgery and not being able to move around as much as you used to.
His surgery is very, very different from mine. His was in his neck, and if you think about it, one of the doctors who did my surgery, and I had spinal fusion, and I walked out of the hospital. I had no problem, but my lower back, our lower back is different. You got it in your neck like he did, and he had a lot of work done. And think of it like you're holding a bowling ball in your hand, and now you're doing it on a broken arm, and your head's like a bowling ball. It's heavy. And so every little tiny motion is creating pain for him. So, yeah, a lot of people... no, he didn't get sold in a lot, Chris. Brett's, Brett's always talking about selling stuff in a lot. So, no, we used a back room. We thought out in the lot would be too exposed.
Yeah, worked out good.
But he went through a rough time, and he's still going through it. So we're not offering too much of an excuse because the man will not have an excuse. He was out there making sure that the hot dogs were served.
Yeah.
And
you guys handle things very well, better than I would.
Well, no, not really. You've had childbirth. We haven't.
Yeah, that was bad. But you know what? I still complain. Like, I had childbirth, but even if I stub my toe, I'm like screaming, cussing. Like, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, but it is.
It is, yeah. Like, stepping on a Lego, that shit hurts.
Oh, man, that's the worst.
Yeah,
oh, and well, you were talking about surgery. Another piece of good news today is that Catholic Health is resuming its what do you call it? Elective surgeries. I had to think about that. And Ohio Barb sent me something. And hey, Ryan Chu just piped in. He put the tires on his Avalanche for Brett. Well, finally, because, man, that thing was bumping around and killing them. So good for you, Ryan. Don't forget about Ryan Chu, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have another ad up for them in the near future. They are great. Tires and car parts. And I used to think, oh, junkyard, I wouldn't have gone there. I went with Brett. It was cool. And they came and put the tires on it. A great crew. So, Ryan, we're going to have a lot... we're going to have a lot to share about your company over the near future. You're a good guy.
Hi, Dante.
Oh, Dante's here?
Yeah, just says he's watching.
Oh, it's
He's
great.
so
Dante
cool.
Miles. Now, there's someone, I don't know if he saw my comment on the fact that we have no people of color on anywhere in the government of the city. Yeah. But, and it's not just because Dante is a representative of our African-American community. It's because the man's smart.
Yeah, he really is. When he speaks, oh my God.
And he's well spoken, and he's extremely personable, and I would love to have his determination on council. Put that with Bill Kennedy, you'd have quite a team.
Oh yeah, both of them.
Yeah, and Donna Ryan, you say you wish you had junkyards down here like the Falls. Where do you live? Where's down here? Venezuela? South Africa? No. Well, wherever you are, there ain't nobody like Ryan Chu and his team. So that's good.
Chris Fortin, it sucks. I've stepped on him. It's terrible.
Lego. I actually, I've worked, my whole history is, I've been in the entertainment business my whole life, and I've worked for Lego at one point where I put together their entire sales meeting in Niagara Falls, 99 or 2000. And I worked with all the sales reps, and they had a truck full of Legos, and they gave all my drivers that I hired, everyone got $100 kits of Lego. It's the most amazing
Is
stuff.
that what that Lego car is doing in the hallway?
Well, yeah, that too. But
build that.
we were pushing Brett around in it. Hey, thanks, Dante. Yeah, it's actually Barb Boland points something out about Ryan's establishment. It's not a junkyard. It's a recycling center for autos and trucks. Nice way to put it. See, that's Ohio Barb.
She's awesome.
She is. And her new dog.
Oh, so cute.
Oh, he is amazing.
Oh my
They call it,
God.
his name's Grim. Well, I believe
Aw.
his uncle named him Grimwald Bartholomew.
That's so cute. My mom loves coming up with the longer names for her animals.
For dogs?
Yeah.
And then you act like moms. You call them by the name when you're
Yes.
mad. You know, Grimwald Bartholomew.
They're like babies. To me, I see a dog as a child. I do.
Yeah. Well, in many ways they are.
Yeah.
That picture of your dog on top of your son.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh.
It got like 3,000 likes, I think, on the Pitbull parent page.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, she loves him.
We got to make that a part of the show.
Yeah, she loves my son. Like my daughter, not so much. Like she does, but she's more protective of my son. Yeah, I don't know. He's probably nicer to her. That's why. But she's very protective over them.
Oh, that's wonderful. You can't ask for a better babysitter.
Right. Oh my God.
You know, protect your kids.
She'd kill for those kids.
Yes. So I was mentioning about elective surgery. The whole reason I had the back surgery was because back in March I was scheduled to have my 8th knee replacement done. I've had my knees replaced 5 and 3 times or something. Anyway, I was all scheduled for it, and a few days in advance they called it off because of the COVID virus. And they wanted to leave beds open in the hospital. So now they've just announced that elective surgery will be there. So somewhere next month or so, I'll be getting all fixed up. And my back surgery was wonderfully successful. So
Yeah.
I'm bionic. It's great.
You were walking like what that same day?
Yeah.
You came back here what, like 2 days later?
Yeah. Yeah. The idea, that was the back. But I'll be walking with the knees. I walk out of the hospital. I don't use crutches. It's because our bodies heal.
Yeah.
And I can say that because I've been through it before with these things. And again, for Brett's sake, the madman, he had a wicked, worse than I've ever seen. And that's a lot to go through. And,
Yeah, because I have the neck problems too with the 5 bulging discs, and my doctor wanted me to get the surgery too, so I can't imagine having to get it. And,
No.
And I heard it's a long surgery to heal from.
Yeah,
right?
it's a long recovery.
Yeah.
And it's a
That's
tough
painful.
one because it's not like you can, a lot of things you can have surgery on, you can be rehabbing right away.
Yeah, and I mean,
hard.
from the neck pain that I get, it daily causes migraines. I'm sure you guys have seen me a few times on here, and everyone's like, "Oh, smile, smile," but I've actually gotten really bad migraines from it. It's terrible.
See, that's a great subject to talk about in when you have the women's show, is how do we live with chronic pain?
Right? Yeah, that's actually.
Some women, and I know all the guys out there going, "What the hell is he, man? That's it. This guy's a feminist." No, it's because I have 3 daughters and I've been married a couple of times, and I have a deep respect for women.
Yeah.
But how do women deal with chronic pain? It could be reproductive, whatever it is. It could be a good subject, but
Yeah.
it's hard because, for Brett, for guys, we don't like to talk about pain.
Right.
I'm fine. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
guys kind of hold it all in.
But you admitted something a minute ago that I thought was really cool, is that we could see it on your face.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
You ask Ohio Barb, she comes out to a lot of shows I play, and all the last few years, my face has shown... my face has shown the pain of standing when I play. And now it's all it was 22 years of horrible pain, and it's over.
Yeah, no, I
Yay.
mean, and there was that one time I forgot there's been a few times where I wasn't smiling a lot. And, I see a lot
Right.
of people saying smile, but like at that time, my migraine was so bad. I mean, I was trying to keep my eyes open, hurt my head, and they just come on suddenly, and a lot of it's from the neck pain, and I have the TMJ, and it's terrible. Like just from the neck pain, it causes so many other issues.
Oh. Well, that's rough, man. I mean, and people living with chronic pain. I mean, I can list a number of people I see on here who are talking about or have lived with chronic pain.
Yeah. Hi, Autumn.
Oh, was Autumn on?
Yeah, that's actually Ryan's cousin. She would be somebody perfect to have on the show. She would be perfect.
Your call. I got nothing to. I will make sure it is produced for you and that you have the right environment. But.
Awesome.
And by the way, Chris Fortin piped in with, I feel a good energy about this community and the diversity of it. And the timing of it is perfect. No excuses. Good stuff. I love to read people's comments. Paul Morano says his dogs have been the greatest companions since his isolation.
Oh, they're the best. They'll never turn their back on you.
Nope. Oh, I just clicked on Autumn.
Hey,
what will
Autumn,
I find?
hey.
Oh, she's adorable.
Isn't she cute?
She is. That's awesome. All right. So, anybody else? We don't have a phone line tonight, do we? Yeah, because we don't have Brett here.
Right.
And wait a minute. I just got a message from my friend in Northern Ireland, and she says I'm from. I'm from the
there
very.
we go. I see
yeah,
that.
I'm from the very top of Ireland. You know this. I don't talk like a leprechaun. I'm in deep crap, I'll tell you.
I've seen that one. Don't know if you can see this while we're. Yes, I agree. Weed does help with chronic pain. I'll be the one to say it. It does. Actually, a while ago, I had my medical marijuana license, and it did help for a lot of things. I know somebody else I know has PTSD very badly from like the war and everything, and even just that. Pot helps. It does. So I mean, there's a lot of people against it, but it helps. I don't care what anybody says. It's great.
No, I've been. My doctor sent me to a clinic to get medical marijuana, and then this whole thing broke. And like, I don't smoke. I've never smoked in my life, but definitely I like it in cookies and brownies.
The oils. I like the oils. They actually,
yes.
the ones that you put under your tongue, they actually help a lot. So weed is good too, guys. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Patty Hayes just shared with us. She has the worst chronic pain. Dan is a chronic pain.
The best thing you can.
Chris Fortin, why don't I give you a number you can call into? Look for a message on. I'll just send you a quick message here.
Ryan, the best thing you can do for someone when they're in pain is let them rest, take care of the house, work, or kids, and let them relax. And yes, Ryan, you do that for me.
Doesn't he? Yeah.
He's awesome.
Actually, I want to get Chris to pipe in here because he's a member of Normal board member of Normal for this area, and Normal is the national organization for the something to do with marijuana. And
Autumn said I finally used my medical marijuana card, and it does help a lot. Yep, it does. A lot of people say they don't believe in it, but you know, almost every doctor I talked to said that they believe in it too. So
right. Well, you know, the hard part for my generation is that we grew up and weed was like, I mean, we snuck out of school and did it. Yeah. And it was always a drug. It was always illegal. It was always like, bad kids do drugs. It's a gateway drug.
Oh, yeah.
And the other day I was just laughing when someone said, you know, nobody's ever OD'd on marijuana.
Yeah, no.
Ain't that the truth? Hang on. I think we got Chris on the line here. Hey, Chris, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good evening, Peter.
Oh, we can hear you. Awesome.
Mystic and Noel, how you guys doing tonight?
Hi, good. How are you?
Nice. Loving the show as always. Word of the day went on flawlessly. And we've been watching the whole show, but I just wanted to chime in. I wrote a little message initially about you know, coming together as a community. There's so many great things, and again, even on your show, yes, I know you, and I've been on the show, but I mean, you guys are making moves in the community where other people talked about doing things in the community. Just the hot dog giveaway, just that your presence, you're getting a lot of people that are viewing the show nightly, and just wanted to give you guys, you know, what's what's deserving. And you are people of you're talking the talk and you're walking the walk, and I want to give you a lot of credit for that, because as you know, people have come through on the white pony and
Yeah.
they disappear into the sunset.
Right. Oh, thank you.
That's really kind. Thanks, Chris.
You're
What's
awesome.
happening with Normal? I know that things are probably backseated with the ongoing crisis, but how is the state going? Does it look like we're going to see any progress?
Yeah, unfortunately, when the Rona hit, it seemed like, I would say we were pretty close to having some type of legalization. Maybe not what we wanted in some of the bills that were being presented, but sort of a compromise, I felt, and I feel that Normal would agree that we were pretty close, especially here in New York State. But then the virus hit and everything kind of went on the back burner. And of course, the New York State budget, we have no revenue. We still have all the bills coming.
Right.
So but I do think that, again, it could be an opportunity at this point, because we know that we need revenue from whatever source we can get it. And I can guarantee you there will be lines down the street if they were to legalize cannabis and take a 25-30% tax, which is similar to numbers they were talking,
Sure.
and use that revenue to regenerate our when we unpause, let's say.
Right. Well, just knowing Noel as we do, we could rebuild Long Island. Oh, that's great. No, I'm glad you're out there advocating for it. Some people, you can have people who agree, who disagree, whatever, but it is medicinal, and it's a good thing.
Yep, medicinal. We do have a system within our body, the endocannabinoid system, that your body electrically interacts with. So they're basically receptor cells within our body. So by you ingesting or using a liquid or vaping or smoking, your body is already adapt to using those chemicals that are produced when you process, the cannabis. So,
Oh, cool.
thumbs up to that. Thank you again for what you guys do. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks
And
for calling.
I know I'll see you guys around town. And have a great night.
Hey, you too, Chris.
Thank you.
All right,
Oh,
thank you guys.
awesome.
Good night.
Good night, Chris. Thanks for the call.
Anthony said, I suffer migraines once in a blue moon, but when they hit me hard. I just spent a few hours in the ER last Tuesday. My fiance, bless her heart, she tried so hard to take it. Aw, yeah, they're terrible, aren't they? I just had to get Botox in my head, neck, my jaw too, because a lot of people who have TMJ and grind their teeth, it causes it, and
Right.
it worked. I mean, instantly as soon as they did the jaw thing, it worked instantly. But I'm right back to grinding my teeth and everything. But the Botox helps a lot. And Ryan, I was not always sneaking out of school. I don't know. What
Yeah,
you're
but Ryan's
talking
got up with a new one. Check it out. I mean, I want to hear this.
I love the story where Noel's friend Courtney got wheeled through the lunchroom. You have to have Courtney talk about that one.
You'll have to have
was
that on
funny.
one of your women's nights.
Yes, that
when your
will
friend
make-
Courtney got wheeled through the lunchroom in a
That
wheelchair.
will make everybody laugh. That one.
Oh, that's
She's
so
funny.
cool.
She's hilarious. I
Well,
love
we're
her.
going to run a quick little hello to our good friends at Village Roots. That's Jen LaFave. And then we're going to come back and end off the show. Hang on. Poor Jen's going to kill me. I threw on the Hare Krishna music by accident.
I actually like the music.
It was kind of
It was very-
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit percussive, as they call
Yeah,
it.
it started relaxing me a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Jem LaFave is a really good friend of the show. She actually named us. When we were talking about possibly doing something that dealt with beliefs and religion, which we may yet do. She called Brett the Madman, and she called me the Mystic. And I still have the tape of the very first time of the recording when we did it in my living room as a round table podcast, and it was brilliant.
Oh yeah, I was gonna actually ask you that before, how you guys got your name and everything. That's cool.
She named us. We called it M3 or M to the power of 3, and she said, "You're the mystic." Mystic comes from my breadth of knowledge about a lot of things, but and Madman, there was this picture of Brett on his Facebook, and of all the pictures she could have chosen, he looked like a madman.
That's perfect.
So that was great. Yeah, and now Madman, the Mystic, and the Intern. There you go. You're not an intern.
You guys gave me that one.
Yeah, well, you're awesome. You're fun. And what do you think, folks? Any comments about how wonderfully Noelle has filled in tonight? Isn't it great to hear her talking more?
I was kind of surprised. I thought it was a prank at first when they're like, "Oh, Brett's not here." I'm like, "Are they like just put me on the spot?" I wasn't sure.
We don't prank anybody.
We should though one day. We
Yeah,
should prank.
let's do
We
it.
should prank Brett. That would be fun.
Well, yeah, we're gonna talk about it on the air so we can get him. You know,
You just won't know when it's coming.
you know what I can do? I have this device that will change your voice. I should run his microphone through it, make him sound like Tinkerbell.
Oh my God! Please do it. Please do it.
Oh, that could be fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Kennedy, there you are, good sir. Well done. I know no one's going to know what I'm talking about really because they haven't seen City Council, but I did give a rundown. And Patty says she did awesome, a lot prettier than Brett. Hey, listen,
I tried.
we got chairs here prettier than Brett, okay? And she's so quiet. Joan says, "Hey, Joan, did you get your shirt yet? And Paul says, Noelle has been great tonight. Joan, did you get your shirt? This is FU Cupcake. What is that? Florence University Cupcake? Never sure. Grim even likes Noelle.
Oh, yay. Barb.
Yay, that's Barb's dog. Yeah,
She's awesome.
Ohio Barb.
Oh, I love her.
And just good people out there. And we miss you, Madman. We really enjoy having the show with you. And so what do you say, Noelle? Are we pretty much done for the night?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you've done an admirable job.
Thank you so much. I promise, Joanne. I'm quiet right now, but anywhere else, I got a big mouth.
Well,
kind of sound like Brett sometimes. When I'm yelling at my kids, I sound like Brett.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That man comes out in me, you know.
How do you know he's a man?
I'm just guessing.
The madman comes out in you. Well, actually, when you have your own show, Anthony says easier on your eyes than you and Brett. Easier on the eyes. Well, like I said, there's some asphalt out back that's easier than us. And yeah, good. Thanks, folks, for the well wishes to Brett. I think it's good that he follows his lead, but we do miss him. So
yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in from myself, the Mystic, and the wonderful intern Noelle. Thank you for the piping in from Northern Ireland. Oh, wait, I might have gotten a message from there.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the north of Ireland. Loving the show. Tell the people that the majority of people in the UK and Ireland do not love Trump. Ha, ha, ha. Nah, you don't have to. But facts. Isn't that awesome?
Too late.
I told you, she's awesome. She's a writer that I met through a writers group and just a brilliant person. She has the most beautiful little Jack Russell Terrier named Stella.
Aw.
I know. I should get her to send a picture so I can put it up. But either way, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here tonight. Noelle has been great. It's been a lot of fun. And we're looking forward to having the Madman back Friday night at 7. And we do hope to have Bill Kennedy with us because what happened tonight at Council, that man stood up with character and was treated like a pariah. And I'm pretty disappointed in the other council members. Not one of them, not one, wanted to at least initiate something that could help the community. So I know we take a political line from time to time, but that's what we're here for. We're the edge of the falls. Don't fall off. All right, so we're going to leave you with our... Oh, by the way, our new closing has a couple of featured memes that came from our good friend Patty Hayes. And so I've been waiting to unleash this one for a while. And have a good night, folks.
Bye, guys.
See you Friday.